112,000 views in the last 30 days using this AI automation that I'm going to show you today. And this is on a brand new Instagram account. So you'll be able to see this on the screen, right? But you can see here that a few of these memes have actually gone viral, and this is a brand new account. You can see here, if I click into this video right now, I go to Insights, and this one was posted on the 25th of February. Today is the 19th of March. So it's actually been 26 days. We've had over 112,000 views on these videos. And I did that via this workflow here. We built this workflow inside of Airtable so we could stay organized, so we could be consistent, and so that we could create memes in a much more consistent way so we can build that momentum. And this workflow here allows us to create memes for all of our brands, not just one. And what it does is once we add in a TikTok link, it scrapes the video, it pulls that into Canva. We then go into Canva, create the meme. We also use AI to generate some headlines. Now, I was skeptical about this at the start. I didn't think AI was that funny, but it's actually created a lot of really great ideas for us to use over the last couple of weeks. And then we post it via Metrical onto our social media channels. Now I'm going to demo this entire flow in just a moment. And then at the end, I'm also going to link you to a full, really long tutorial on the Big Moves brand channel, where I take you through the full system of how you could then steal this system and replicate it for yourself. Now, of course, if you don't want to spend 20, 30 hours building this out yourself, you can buy a template that we'll have available. You can see that link in the description and in the comments. But this workflow has totally changed the game for us when it comes to creating memes. And you can see here on the calendar, I posted, I think we said the 26th of February was the first one we posted, but I wasn't using this workflow for the first 5 days. For the first 5 days, I was figuring out how to do it. I was trying to find where I can get the videos from without a watermark. I was trying to download them manually from TikTok via the app, and then every single video had a watermark on it. I was then trying to use online tools, and then going through the online tools, you see advertisements pop up all the time, and it's super annoying, it's super inconvenient, and no wonder people give up after trying to do it manually all the time. So that's when me and the team dived into creating a workflow where we could use automation to do the things that we needed to do in a much more streamlined way, and allow us to do things like download the video without the watermark, for example. And this is really the secret when it comes to creating any type of content, is you need a system in an automated way that allows you to just stay consistent with the creation. Because I'm sure you can relate, I've done this too in the past, where you start something, you're super excited about it, but as soon as it gets hard, as soon as there's a little barrier in the way, you just totally stop doing it. Success comes from repeating the same proven processes over and over again for a long period of time. Every single successful person will tell you that, and that's why we created this system, so we can be consistent. Okay, so let's go through the workflow. There's actually 3 ways that you can use this workflow. I'm going to demonstrate all 3 different ways. And the first one is really just starting from the top and doing the full workflow, and then you can kind of cut in at different stages. So I'm going to explain all of that in this section here. So number one is we have a few channels on TikTok. We found that TikTok had the better memes, the better places where we could go and scrape the videos from in order to use them for our memes. So what you need to do is come into one of these pages that we link into the workflow here, and you can open them up, and generally they will be uploading new memes all the time as well. So as the most recent ones come out, you might want to check it once a week and put an hour aside to dive into the latest videos that are getting added to the platform. But let's just see if we can find one that we can use here. And I really like this one here. So I found one here with Theo Von, and we're just going to copy the URL from TikTok. Then we're going to come into the dashboard, and we're going to click this plus button here, and we're just going to add in TikTok URL right here. So we'll click submit, and that then creates a new record in the database. And then from here, we can just go extract video. Now what that's doing is if I access the automation here, and this template would be available for you if you do want to grab it from us. But it's basically grabbing that video from TikTok, it's then formatting it the right way, and then moving it into Canva, into the videos in Canva, so that we can take it from a Canva and then begin to create our meme in the design there. So if we come back into here, we can see now that the status is the extraction is done. If we open this up, we can see that it has, let's just open this up and give it a play. We can see that there's no watermark on it. Like if you were to do this manually via TikTok, it'll have a TikTok watermark on there and then at the person who created it. So from here, we can now use this inside of Canva. Now, before we get to that point, then we actually have our brand section here where we can add in all the brands that we're working with. So if you're an agency and you want to, or if you want to build an agency that just creates memes for a whole host of different brands, then you can use this very easily as well. So in this example, I'm actually going to have some fun and not use the existing brands that I've been doing. Let's create a new brand. So we actually have a brand assets tab here. And if I just open this up, and I'm just going to call this Golfify. So we're going to use a golf brand. So the brand voice is fun, sarcastic, humorous, don't even know how to spell humorous, and playful. I'm not going to worry about excluded words and phrases. We're going to keep it at a 6th grade level. It's going to be in English. And we need to add in a few more things. Looks like our brand assets tab needs to get updated a little bit. But we're going to add in a Canva memes folder here. So the brand, we create funny memes for golfers. So you can fill out this brand assets in a whole lot more detail. So this brand assets is also connected to our content systems, which you might have seen in previous videos, which is our most popular product that has been purchased by more than 700 or 800 people now. So we have all of this connected typically already anyway, but we're just going to use Golfify here. And then what I would actually do is I would come into Canva and then I would create a new video file, a design file for Instagram Reels. And it has the right dimensions here. And I'm just going to call this Golfify memes. And then we just want to add in a few golf images in the background that we might use. So photos, I mean, these are very professional looking. Like, let's see if we can find, this one looks maybe a bit less professional. And let's see if we can add in just one more. Maybe let's try one like this. So then we can add this design file into our Canva memes folder here. And we have now this Golfify brand implemented into our system. And then the way that this gets posted then onto social media is via metrical. And metrical will give us a number that will be about this long, and we would add that in. So I'm not going to go through that stage just yet because Golfify isn't a real brand that we're working with. But you would add your brand ID in here for metrical as well, so that when we push the final version into social media, then it knows which brand to align it with. So we just come back into our meme flow now again, and we've got this video extracted, and we're going to choose the Golfify brand. And then we're going to come down and we're going to ask it to help with some headlines. So we can see what actually happened in this stage here as it was extracting the video. It also downloaded the transcription. So this transcription is important for the AI to recognize what to write about. So there might be some memes where there's no words being spoken. In that case, AI is probably not going to be able to help because there's no transcription that it can use to try and help. But let's go and we're just going to type in golf, and then we're just going to choose an AI model that we like. So again, we have this AI models in our brand setting here where anytime there's a new AI model that comes out, we simply just add it into this section here. We don't have to go inside of our make.com automations and like change the models from inside of there. We simply just come into here to add the brand new model. So for example, Claude 3.7 came out very recently. So we're just going to add that one. It's actually, I found to be the best one in terms of coming up with some humorous stuff as well. And we're just going to go generate headlines. So what that has done now is it's sent all the information off into this make.com automation. We're then generating some headlines. We're then generating some first comments and captions for the system and sending it back into Airtable. So here we have now the golf meme for let's go, short viral headlines. So when you finally hit it past the ladies' tee, not too bad. POV, you made a par after a 7-hole stretch of double bogeys. Not too bad. Me after making my first par of the day on hole 17. Can relate. When you sink a 5-foot putt after 3-putting the last 4 holes. Also can relate very much so to that one. Looks like got cut off there a little bit. So it usually gives us about 10 or so. So, but this one is actually pretty decent. Like, sorry, this one. Me after making my first par on hole, I'm definitely more of a 3-putter. That is my worst part of my game. I played golf when I was young. I was off 3 when I was 16. If anyone knows about golf. And then I just, life got in the way, women, alcohol, all of those things that happen in teenage years. But putting has always been the worst part of my game. So I think like that is pretty funny. We can probably do that. But let's say that you're doing this and the AI doesn't really come up with anything. You could choose to run it again. You could choose some different models. But ultimately what I find is I have a good mix between ideas that I have myself based on my knowledge of the different industries. So I'm probably doing my own ideas, maybe 50, 60, 70% of the time. And then I'm using AI to create AI ideas, maybe 30, 40% of the time. So use this as a guide, not as something that's going to be fully automated. AI is great. It's not super funny just yet, but it's getting better and better over time as well. So as better models come out, then you'll start to get much better responses. But this is actually not too bad, like if we're using this as an example. So I'm just going to copy that, and we're going to come down into our Canva meme design folder. So remember, we added that into the brand assets a little bit earlier. So now we just need to add in some text, and we're just going to add a text box. I'm going to paste that in, and you probably just want to keep it super simple. Like, I wouldn't worry too much about branding for these types of videos. We're basically just keeping it as simple as possible. And if we come back into here, into the videos that I was showing you earlier, what I found is that the white background videos do better than a black background. So we're just going to add in the white background there, and then let's increase the size. Then we're just going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm not sure why that color went like that. So white background, and we're just going to tighten that up a little bit. And I like doing capitals, so let's just make that a little bit smaller. So now we have the start of our meme. So what we can do is come into our uploads folder now. And if we come across into videos, we can see that video has now been uploaded into our account.
That's what I'm talking about.
So let's remove that background. And this usually takes a minute or so. And there we have it. So now we have this.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what we do here. Let's get some wins on the board, baby.
So that's done. So all we need to do now is just come up to download, current page, download, and then that is our golf meme done. But that's not all. We then come back into here and we have video already done. Let's post it. So in this part, we would actually integrate this automation with Metricool. Metricool would then post it to basically any of the platforms that you want. So YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, TikTok, and Facebook Reels. Now I can say, based on testing over the last month, that TikTok doesn't really like these types of memes for some reason. I think it's to do with, they always want original content. They don't really like meme content, but Instagram, it does well. YouTube Shorts, it does well. Facebook is probably a little bit hit and miss. If you have an existing audience on Facebook, then maybe focus on Facebook as well. But we've got that downloaded now. So we simply just put that downloaded video into here. We choose our publish date. So let's say that we're going to post that in 2 days. And then we choose our time zone. And then we give it our final video headline. So we add this headline in here from here. So let's just grab this again. So we add that in there just so we can find it again in future. And now I like to grab a caption and a first comment from this section here. So like for the comment, I typically do like a follow. So I'm just going to put this one here in the first comment. And then for the caption, I mean, sometimes I use what's in here. Other times I'll just do things like tag your golf buddy who always does this, those types of things. We don't want to get too caught up on the caption. Most people are not going to read them anyway. Then you choose YouTube Shorts and your Instagram Reel, and then you would simply hit upload to social media, and then it would push it onto the social channels. So super cool. Like I said, this has been so great for us. 112 views on a brand new account. We're now starting to implement this strategy into our other accounts as well. And not only that, it's just fun to do, like checking on the new memes each week, coming up with ideas, being super creative. I've really enjoyed this process. And I never, ever thought I was someone who was funny, who could create memes. I just never thought it was me. But it was really, I was just missing the system. I didn't have the system and the steps in order to set myself up for success. That's exactly what this system does. But like I said at the start, we also have two different ways. So you may already have an existing video where you don't need to download it from TikTok. You simply have a video ready to go that you got from maybe Etsy in a bundle or someone's bundle where they have all the videos ready for you. And you simply want to upload that video into Canva, but at the same time, transcribe the video so that transcription can come into here. Now, if you did have that, then you simply miss step number 1 and you come into step 2 and upload your own video here. So I'm not going to go through all that. I think that's self-explanatory. It uploads the video, it goes through the automation, it throws the video into Canva, it takes the transcript, and then it adds the transcript into step number 2 here for you as well. Now, before we do go any further, I do want to point out that all of these channels here are for green screens. But if we come back into here, you can see that I actually had another video, which I really love this meme. You can do a lot of really cool stuff with this one. So even this one here performed well by removing the background. So you don't necessarily have to use green screened memes. You can simply take any meme, and Canva is now pretty good at removing the background and keeping the right pieces. So you can use basically any channel on TikTok in order to scrape those memes and bring them into your own account. But the other way that you can do this is maybe you have created your own videos. Like, for example, I've been creating some AI videos on that Instagram account as well, where we do the final version and we upload that directly. Now, obviously, if you have your own video, then you don't need to scrape it from anywhere, but we still need to add that record into the Airtable base. So let's do that one now. And we're going to do add meme video asset using the final video. So here's a video that I had created already. And we're just going to use "we must blame the ball." So we would add that in. I'm just going to go follow us for more. Caption is "always do this." So we're just going to click submit. So that's now going to create a brand new record. And then we just choose the brand that this is for. This one is going to be for the paddle brand. And then we just simply skip 1 and 2 and come down to the final option here. And here we would just simply need to add in our YouTube shorts, and our Instagram reel, and our Facebook reel, choose our date in the future, create our time zone, and then schedule that off into Metricool. So even if you are creating your own videos and your own video memes, maybe you're using some AI generated videos, you can still use this system to upload it into Metricool and have a full base of all of the posts that you've done when it comes to creating memes as well. And inside of the AI meme agent product, inside of our community here, once we have 100 students for this product, I'm actually going to do a bonus training on how I'm using AI generated images, turning those images into videos, and then creating memes from those videos as well. And one of the videos that went viral was by using this exact strategy. So if you want to be part of that training, then make sure you're one of the first 100 students, and then you'll get access into that masterclass as well. So then once we have scheduled our memes, we have a calendar here so that we can see what we've done. And we'll be able to then filter these by any of these filters that we want. So we could filter this by the golf brand, and we can see now we had that one scheduled here on the 21st. We can filter this by, the Big Moves brand, and we can see that I've got a couple of scheduled for next week already. So you can also filter it by the different platforms and whether it's been uploaded or not as well. But then maybe you need to look back at what you've done. So we've created this list here of all of the different brands so that you can see a full list of what has been posted over the last forever, basically. And you'll be able to come back in and find all of this information. So why did I want this record list? Basically, I want to be able to find the memes that did well. Say we do a report every 30 days and we look at, okay, these memes did well. How can we go and find that meme, maybe do a couple of changes and then post it again, say in 3 months time? This is what I would call like A/B split testing these memes. And if you're posting in the same type of meme, but with a few changes, so maybe you change out the background image, or maybe you change a couple of words, or maybe you do something else with it. This is what I call an A/B split test. And the best marketers in the world are always A/B split testing everything in order to get more and more views or better performance from their creatives. So that's why I wanted this, is so it's super easy to go and find all of the old records that we have so that we can use them again in future. And like I said, we have brand assets in here that we can use, and AI models in here, so that when it comes to adding new models for when a brand new model comes out via ChatGPT or Claude or whoever you want to use, so easy to add in. So that's what this entire system does. It's fully encompassed, fully enclosed. It's built to scale. So you can have as many brands as you want. You can have as many AI models as you want. It's so easy to do using a system like this. Now, like I said, there's two options. Number one is you could go to our website and grab this template for a tiny one-time payment, upload it into your own account. So it'll probably take you anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes, depending on how skilled you are, how much you know about automation. So feel free to go and check that out on the website now. There'll be a link in the description and the comment, or you can watch this video here where I literally give you step by step on how this entire thing was built. And you can just steal it if you want and use it yourself. You don't even need to pay us. But this long video here is going to go much more in depth into this entire system so that you get the full value of what we're building here. And it's up to you which direction you want to take from there. See you in that video.